Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Tom Baker Show. It is great to be with you once again, wherever you are tuning in from. We are happy that you are here, and always happy to be a part of PowerTube TV. Lots of big things going on with PowerTube TV this year, and we'll be talking about some of those in future shows. This episode being brought to you by Radical Race Gear. Be a champion and look like a champion. If you need anything from driver suits, shoes, apparel to sublimated shirts, customized, any of that, Radical Race Gear is the place to get it. Worldwide shipping, so it doesn't matter where you're from. Butch and his team will make you look like a champion. RadicalRaceGear.com is the website. We are starting today's show with a young man that I've watched race for a number of years, and it's always fun when you can watch a young racer from 7 or 8 years old in a bandolero come up through the ranks and then watch him in something like a super late model and just be amazed by the veteran prowess with which he competes. And Carson Brown certainly fits that. Carson's a 16-year-old two-surface racer from North Carolina who, believe it or not, as of mid-April of 2025, has already run about 30 races this year. So, Carson, it's great to have you with us. Thanks for taking the time to come on. And I want to know, first of all, if you could walk us through what's happened with you so far in 2025, because you've been on both surfaces and you're on pace to run over 100 races this year. That's crazy.
Yeah, thank you for having me. It has been a pretty crazy year so far, and we're really just getting started. And this year we're actually doing a little bit of road course too. So really
Oh,
cool to
that's right.
be on technically three surfaces. And
Yeah.
yeah, things are going really well with Anthony Campy, our own dirt super late model team based out of Denver, North Carolina, and Scott Lagacy based out of Florida.
So talk a little bit about, let's start with the dirt stuff, because I really want to understand, because I feel like ever since I've known you, of course, you were in Bandoleros Legends cars, but I feel like the dirt tracks have almost always been a part of what you're doing. How did all of that on the dirt, how did that part of it start for you?
Yeah, so really started in Legend Cars whenever I moved up to Legend Cars. I actually started on dirt and then moved to asphalt legend cars, and
Oh, okay.
I quickly won a championship in a legend car on dirt, and kind of just progressed to there into micro sprint cars and dirt late models with Mike Marlar, and ran with Mike Marlar for 7 or 8 races and ended up winning my seventh, I think. And then Mike Marlar basically just told us that we should just build our own dirt team. So that's what we did, and turned out to be really good so far. We have Randall Edwards as crew chief, very, very good crew chief, and he's made his own name in the sport. So yeah, things are going really well on the dirt side of things, and still loving it.
It's always interesting when I hear that someone like Mike Marlar tells a dad, "Oh, you should just build your own dirt team." As if it's that easy, right? But you guys have done just
Right.
that, and you made it work. Tell us about the what types of dirt track racing, obviously, that you're doing, and what tracks and series or whatever you're competing on. What's your dirt schedule like? Because you're running a ton of races on that side of it.
Yeah, for sure. On the dirt side of things, I think we're going to be around the 70 race mark, and then an additional 22-ish on asphalt. So yeah, we're shooting for the fences there, but yeah, the schedule kind of just we try and balance it because I'm running asphalt road course and dirt, and we kind of have to pick and choose what we want to do. We're kind of working around the ASA schedule a little bit,
Okay.
but we are going to be doing most of summer nationals on dirt. We are still running some World of Outlaws and Lucas Oil races, a decent amount of Hunt the Front. So yeah, we're kind of just doing what we can fit into our schedule, and that's really the hardest part is just scheduling and trying to figure out everywhere we want to be when, because we are racing many different cars.
You are, and I want to talk about each of them. We'll talk a little bit about your background, though. How old were you when you first got started in racing, and why? What kind of led to that?
Yeah, I really first started racing cars when I was around 11.
Oh,
I started as a baseball player and was a really competitive baseball player, travel ball, and was really good at it, but it kind of just got too repetitive for me. I was on the field 5 days out of the week, and we were winning all the time and had a really good time, but just got really repetitive. And then I moved to dirt bikes, and that
oh
was a lot
boy.
of fun. But just my mom didn't like it very much. I got hurt a few times
Yeah,
and
I'm sure.
ended up with a broken arm concussion and just really wasn't a smarter move moving forward. And I actually had my old baseball coach reach out to us and he was like, "Hey, you need to get in a race car with full cage." His son actually moved to that in a Bandolero, and I was like, "Could I come test it?" And he was like, "Yeah, come on." And I was like, "All right." And then once I got in that, we didn't really look back and we sold the dirt bikes and now we're in race cars. But yeah, I started around 11 and then quickly moved to a legend car when I was around 12, 13.
So let me get this straight. You were a baseball player, and you got bored with that because you were on the field 5 days a week and you were winning all the time. So that bored you. So then you go into dirt
Yeah, it
bikes.
just,
That's a
yeah,
weird
yeah,
transition.
exactly. Yeah, it's definitely weird, but yeah, I mean, in baseball, you're kind of just doing the same thing. I mean, the fields don't change. Where I love bouncing around a dirt track, asphalt track, and
Okay.
every track is unique. Every track's different. Baseball fields don't change. But yeah, everything's just different, unique. Trying to figure out how to adapt to some race cars, dirt cars. You need to adapt to a lot, and the track's always changing, and it's just more fun, more up on the wheel, and I don't know. I just love it a lot more.
But why baseball to dirt bikes? What and
Sorry, you broke up a little bit there. But yeah, we actually had a 100-acre farm whenever I was younger, and I always rode dirt bikes. I always rode side by sides, and that's also kind of what got me interested into the off-road stuff that we'll probably talk about a little bit later. But yeah, I always loved dirt bikes and wanted
okay.
to get deeper into it, but just never really did because baseball was just taking such a toll on kind of our daily life, just always on the field, always training, always doing that stuff. But yeah, so we kind of moved into that and I had a lot more fun doing that, but it was kind of short-lived.
Okay, so we get through dirt bikes, you get into cars, which again I find to be unique to you you're the first driver I've ever heard whose baseball coach said get into car racing. So that's different.
Yeah.
The baseball connection stayed with you all the way into racing. So if you win a cup championship, you owe your baseball coach a debt of gratitude for that. But talk a little bit
That's right.
about that
We definitely do.
transition from dirt bikes to cars because it's a pretty big transition. You were young, but by racing standards anymore, where kids are starting at 4 and 5, you didn't start till you were 11. So you were actually kind of late coming into it.
Yeah, that's one of the things that we kind of discussed when I first moved into it. I was like, we are kind of late. Like, I feel like I'm still really young at 11 to be moving into cars, but in the curve of things, it is kind of late.
Yeah.
I mean, there's kids getting into these legend cars and stuff at 12 now, and everything just keeps getting younger and younger. Late models are starting to get 13-year-olds in them, and dirt late models are starting to get younger kids in them too. And that's just kind of the way everything's moving right now, which I think is good. I feel like it's awesome that younger and younger kids can get in these cars. And I think it's a blast, and I feel like I wasn't really too late to the curve. I felt like I picked it up pretty quick and was a little more natural for me just because I drove so much at the farm and I rode so much at the farm and I was already more acclimated to it. And I feel like that helped me a lot. But yeah, the curve is definitely getting younger and younger, which is pretty crazy.
Yeah, for sure. So you it certainly looked like you picked it up pretty quickly. Talk about your first couple of years and the success that you had in the race car.
Yeah, for sure. And the Bandolero, we won a couple championships and then moved up to Outlaw. And we just try not to chase trophies too much rather than just development. And that's kind of why I'm in the dirt
Smart.
super late model right now. And I only ran one crate race in the dirt side of things and moved straight to supers and never
Wow.
looked back at all. But we're actually just now getting a crate car just to dabble in some of the big money crate races and stuff. But yeah, the curve moved really quick for me and won a lot of championships in legend cars. Ran road course in that too. We ran asphalt oval, dirt oval, and road course, and got a little bit of love for road course on that side of things, and enjoyed road course a lot. And that's also kind of what got me interested in TA2 racing, Trans Am
Yep.
racing. Um, and we're dabbling in that a little bit this year. I think we're going to be running like 6 races in that, and we already ran our first race at Sebring, and that went really well. And but yeah, everything's kind of moving quick. We've won championships or races in basically every car I've been in, and loving it.
Yeah, I mean, just 16 years old, and you're running a really hectic schedule, and you've had a career already that a lot of drivers would love to have with the wins and championships. And we're going to get into more of that and talk about TA2 and, of course, the ASA Star stuff that you're doing right on the other side of this break. We'll be back with more of the Tom Baker Show right after this. For over 50 years, FHS Superior Synthetic Oil has powered high-performance engines with unbeatable protection and speed. Whether it's drag racing, go-karts, sprint cars, stock cars, or your daily driver, FHS stands for high speed and delivers every time. Their advanced synthetic oils boost your engine's responsiveness, acceleration, and efficiency, giving you the winning edge on every lap. Visit FHSoil.com today to find the right products for your engine. FHSoil.com.
Attention track and series owners, elevate your fan experience with the TrackTune app. TrackTune works with your PA system. Fans and teams at the track can hear the announcers through their phones, ensuring everyone hears race calls, sponsor plugs, and more during race nights. It's simple to set up, affordable, and free for fans to download and enjoy. Visit tracktune.live for all the details and join tracks nationwide on the app today.
For race fans across the United States, GetInTheStands.com is the place to find racetracks where you live and where you're traveling. Just go to GetInTheStands.com and enter your location. You'll see the tracks within 100 miles of that point, either as a list or on a map. GetInTheStands.com is 100% free to use and mobile friendly. So whether you're on a computer, a tablet, or on your phone, there's no need to download an app. To find racetracks across the United States, open your web browser and head to GetInTheStands.com. GetInTheStands.com, your racetrack directory.
Welcome back to the show. Carson Brown is our guest right now, and we're talking about Carson's versatility and quick adaptability at 16 years old, running, as he pointed out in the last segment, really 3 different types of race cars, running the super late model on asphalt circle tracks with ASA Stars, running a dirt late model, both super and now crate late model, and also running some TA2 races in the Trans Am series, which I absolutely love. So let's get to that for a minute. So you said that you kind of developed your love for road course racing through legend cars, which that's one of the things I love about those cars. They run on road courses, they run on dirt, and they run on pavement circle tracks. Great training all the way around. But you sort of have taken that to the next level by hopping into a TA2 car. Tell us about who you're racing for in Trans Am, and talk about your first time in that particular car.
Yeah, I'm running for Scott Legacy Racing underneath the Chevy camp. And yeah, it's going really well. We raced our first race down in Sebring and started 12th, and we ended up 8th. We had a really good long run car, but there weren't any long runs, so we didn't really get to show what we truly had. I didn't feel like, but yeah, it went really well, and loving the TA2 stuff, and definitely a lot different than Legend stuff on road course, and it was really cool getting in a big car on road course for the first time, as it is much different than the Legend car for sure. But yeah, Legend car definitely taught me a lot on road course, and I'm really thankful for that experience.
I feel like the legend cars on the whole, and I'd like to know your opinion of this. The legend cars on the whole are to me one of the best training cars you can put your rising racer in, because a lot of things happen in legend cars that happen in big cars. Obviously, we just talked about the fact that they run on paved circle tracks, dirt circle tracks, and also road courses. It's the same car, you just change the setup. But also things like the summer shootout, which is a huge series for the legend cars. I think still the biggest, really. And they have the autograph sessions and such where you get to interact with the fans, and that teaches you some of the off-track side of it, right? And you know, how to connect with fans and do those things the right way. I just feel like legend cars really, despite the fact that the cost has gone out of sight, they're still relatively inexpensive compared to everything else. But you know, it's a great overall experience for a developing driver, is it not?
Yeah, yeah, it's for sure a really good development tool, and we spent our time in it and kind of moved out. I felt like it served its purpose for us, and we actually won the semi-pro championship at the summer shootout, I think in 2023, and yeah, it was really cool. I feel like everyone should do the summer shootout at some point, and you still see some Cup drivers or NASCAR drivers even stepping down to the summer shootout and running it
Yeah.
just for fun, um, or just to run it. I feel like it's a really good training tool and teaches you a lot of car control. And I feel like it's helped me adapt and get better on every surface for sure.
So the TA2 car, one of the things I love about those is the high horsepower. You're still running a big horsepower motor, and it gives you a lot of road course training, which obviously is a bigger and bigger part of what NASCAR's doing, especially with the Cup Series, it seems. So, what was it like to get into that car for the very first time and have to suddenly worry about, you know, some of these bigger tracks and shifting and the high horsepower and out braking people? I mean, you had some of that in the Legends car, but obviously it's much different and much more pronounced with the TA2 car. So, talk about the experience of learning to drive that.
Yeah, they're really cool cars, and everybody says they're a blast. And I got to see it firsthand a month or so ago, and yeah, they're just pretty big cars compared to Legend Car, and H pattern and higher horsepower, and it was a lot different. I tried kind of thinking about the Legend days and everything I learned on road course, and I feel like some of it helped me, but I also feel like some of the technique hurt me a little bit on just
Probably.
changing things up, what I had to do, and but yeah, shifting points are definitely a lot different, and just a lot bigger tracks. And Legend cars, you run road courses, but they're not that big.
Right.
You're more so
Short
on a
courses.
go-kart track
Yeah.
on the Legend car than a big track like Sebring or Daytona, Charlotte, or some of the bigger places that these guys go. And here coming up, I think we're going to be going to Sonoma in that
Oh,
car,
wow.
and yeah, I'm looking forward to it. That place is pretty crazy and a lot of elevation change and everything. But yeah, it'll be cool. I feel like in NASCAR, road course racing is getting more and more intense, and I feel like you're gonna have to train more and more. I mean, you're seeing some of these Cup guys going to Trans Am or training a lot because in the NASCAR schedule, it is starting to become a big thing, and road course racing is exploding a lot, especially on the NASCAR side of things. So, yeah, it's really good to get that experience in the road course car.
Sebring's an interesting place to start. A lot of people, I think, probably don't realize that basically that's, you know, that track is built for all intents and purposes on an airport or off of an airport. And so the layout and, you know, just the way that the track drives is really unique. And I think it's a beautiful part of Florida. What was the experience at Sebring like for you just learning that track?
Yeah, it was. I felt like I was definitely thrown to the wolves on that track surface. It is the roughest track surface
Yeah.
of them all, and definitely an old, worn down racetrack, and like you said, an old airfield and stuff.
Yep.
So it was just really cool to get out there and test it out, and just get acclimated to the car at one of the bumpiest tracks and the track with the most character. But no, it was good, and I'm looking forward to the Sonoma or the next tracks we go to because just to feel out more true road courses and kind of get a feel for the TA2 car and what I might have coming up here in NASCAR.
I love how the language of today, where you would say, that track is really bumpy. That track has character, right? Like we've changed it to put a positive spin on it. It's funny.
Yeah.
That track eats tires like crazy. It's a cheese grater. Yeah, it has character. I love character. It's just funny how we've kind of adapted that into the language. Okay, so let's switch gears because I saw you this past Saturday racing at Dominion, the ASA Stars Series. And first of all, bravo to everyone with ASA Stars. That to me, that late model race was late model racing the way it ought to be. You're not tearing each other's cars up. You're not driving over the top of each other. It was 21 cars that were all capable of finishing, I felt, the top 10. A lot of great drivers, and you were the class of the field for the first like 2/3 of the day, it seemed like. It didn't obviously end the way you wanted it to with you in Victory Lane, but talk about the ASA Stars Series a little bit and your experience with that in the first few shows, because really Saturday night, I felt like for a good part of it was Carson Brown going, hey, if you're going to win the championship, you got to go through me. And then, of course, again, it necessarily didn't end the way you wanted it to. But walk us through your day there and talk about the series a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. The series is really good. I love ASA Stars, and there's always really good cars. I feel like kind of like you said, I feel like there's 10 cars, 8 cars that can win in every single event. I feel like there's always multiple cars that could be the class of the field, and Donnie Wilson's always got good cars. Anthony Campi, we're always really fast, and there's just a bunch of teams that have race winning cars, and I feel like it is a really competitive series, and I love that series so far. And we're lucky to have back-to-back poles and ran really good the past 2 races. And Dominion, we ran really good. Just missed it on strategy just a little bit, and it was unfortunate. But yeah, we're really fast, and Dominion's a great facility. I love that place. Just need to get it a little more racy, but yeah, it was just really hard to pass there the other night, and our strategy just kind of we had to pass everybody coming back up through because our pit cycle, and just couldn't quite make it back up there. But yeah, it was still a really fun event, and looking forward to the next one.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. Dominion is a first-class facility. It's one of the only tracks I've ever been to where the concession stand is actually a full-service bar and grill kind of place.
Yep.
It's really cool how they built it that way. They've got a big stage in the infield for concerts and all of that. So it's all geared toward fan entertainment. And the racing on the oval, I think, is fantastic. And yeah, it is hard to pass. But I do feel like in some ways that makes it more interesting because, you have to really work and pick and choose with your strategy. But definitely a great place to watch a race. I think the ASA Stars Series is the most professional late model series I've encountered, in the last few years. That was the first time I've been to one of their shows, and I would look forward to going to see some more because that was just really good racing. And, what's it like to compete against guys like Bubba Pollard and Cole Butcher and some of the guys that have been around for a while in this series?
Oh yeah, it's awesome. And my first super race was ASA, and I was immediately racing against those guys. And I don't know, it's awesome, and it's really cool learning from the best and racing against the best. And it definitely teaches you racecraft and tire management and all that. And we actually tried sticking with Pollard for strategy wise. We were kind of running the same strategy, but he ended up dropping out with mechanical issues. And then we were kind of alone. We were kind of sitting there in the pond just alone, and everyone else had new tires and we didn't. But yeah, it was still good. It was just an awesome race. Just wish there was a little bit more passing, but yeah, you definitely had to work for it.
For sure. Talk about Anthony Campi and his team a little bit, because that's a team I've watched for several years, and I love that you're driving for him now, and good to see Colby Howard back running some races for him and such. So talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, me and Anthony have just a really good relationship, and I feel like we're really good together, and we communicate really well, and we always know what each other need. I feel like we're really good just communicating and getting the car where we need it to be. And every race, the car is perfect and the way we kind of want it. And even if it isn't, we get it right every time. And I feel like we're really good at adapting to the racetrack and starting off just firing out of the box. I feel like we're always really good that first practice and just keep getting the car better. I feel like every track we go to, we improve and get the car even better. But yeah, we just have a really good relationship, and I feel like we communicate really well.
It's a fantastic team for sure. I'm sure a lot of people are wondering, how do you do over 100 races at 16 years old and still do schooling? So tell us a little bit about how you fit everything together on and off the track.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I actually just graduated about a month ago, I'd say,
From
maybe
high
just a
school.
little over a month ago, and yeah, I
Wow.
graduated a year and a half early, and I
Wow.
love it. It's so nice graduating early and just being able to race and work at the shop, work at the dirt team, and yeah, it's just awesome to kind of have a little bit of freedom and race when we want to race, and just makes everything a lot easier. But before I graduated, I was all online and yeah, I actually was public school all the way up to seventh grade, and then whenever COVID started, my whole entire public school went virtual for around
Okay.
6 months. And after the 6 months was over, everybody started going back to school, and I just stayed online, did my thing, and uh, just raced and did all my schoolwork on the road, and just glad to be graduated, and we'll see what the future holds.
A year and a half early, you were committed to the racing goal for sure, because I'm sure that was a lot of extra work to be able to graduate a year and a half early. So congrats on that. That's amazing. Okay, so now let's get to 2025. You are obviously, you said earlier, you're centering everything around ASA Stars and the super late model competition. What does the rest of the schedule look like? Because according to what you've told me, you've still got about 70 more races to run if you're going to hit 100 this year.
Yeah, for sure. We're still on track for 100, and we've ran about 30, maybe 32 races so far this year. And um, with summer nationals and everything on dirt, that's going to be like 24 more in less than a month. And
Wow.
yeah, we're rolling. We're trying to get them all in, and I think we're still on track. But yeah, everything is just picking and choosing where we want to go and get the schedule dialed in, because I know Anthony wants to go to every ASA race and most of the Southern Super Series, and we're just trying to work around that.
Sounds good. And obviously, NASCAR, your desired goal, right? Talk a little bit about your plans with that. And do you have anything beyond 25 that you're working on yet?
Yeah, we're working on some things. Just takes a little bit of time sometimes, and just need to get a feel of everything on how asphalt goes this year, and hopefully we might be able to secure a championship with ASA Stars or Rookie of the Year or something. We did fall back the first two races, but yeah, I feel like we're trying to get some things in the work, and we made our ARCA debut at Five Flags. At in Pensacola and
Florida,
stuff. And
yep.
yeah, things are going good. Just need to get some things in the work, and it definitely takes a little bit of time.
For sure. Okay, so before we let you go, how can fans follow you? Talk about your website, social media, all of that.
Yeah, we're working on our website, carsonbrown.com, and yeah, all socials are Carson Brown Motorsports, Facebook, Instagram, everything. And yeah, give me a follow, and hope you enjoy some of the content. We're trying to work on a little bit of YouTube stuff now, and
Nice.
just trying to keep things going.
All right, Carson, we appreciate you taking some time to be on with us, and we're going to follow you through the season and go win something. It'll give us a reason to get you back on again.
For sure. Thank you for having me.
That's Carson Brown. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to have, several interviews, including one with Jeff Gordon. All of that after this.
Attention track and series owners, elevate your fan experience with the TrackTune app. TrackTune works with your PA system. Fans and teams at the track can hear the announcers through their phones, ensuring everyone hears race calls, sponsor plugs, and more during race nights. It's simple to set up, affordable, and free for fans to download and enjoy. Visit tracktune.live for all the details and join Tracks nationwide on the app today.
For over 50 years, FHS Superior Synthetic Oil has powered high-performance engines with unbeatable protection and speed. Whether it's drag racing, go-karts, sprint cars, stock cars, or your daily driver, FHS stands for high speed and delivers every time. Their advanced synthetic oils boost your engine's responsiveness, acceleration, and efficiency, giving you the winning edge on every lap. Visit FHSoil.com today to find the right products for your engine. FHSoil.com.
For race fans across the United States, GetInTheStands.com is the place to find racetracks where you live and where you're traveling. Just go to GetInTheStands.com and enter your location. You'll see the tracks within 100 miles of that point, either as a list or on a map. GetInTheStands.com is 100% free to use and mobile friendly. So whether you're on a computer, a tablet, or on your phone, there's no need to download an app. To find racetracks across the United States, open your web browser and head to GetInTheStands.com. GetInTheStands.com, your racetrack directory.
Welcome back to the Tom Baker Show. This episode being presented by Radical Race Gear for the best in custom crew shirts, fire suits, suit care, gloves, helmets, restraints, shoes, driving gear, pop-up tents, all of it. Radical Race Gear is your source. Go to radicalracegear.com, be a champion, and look like a champion. We are going to talk more about the ASA Stars Super Late Models Appalachian Sucker Punch. That is my favorite sponsor name of all year so far. Appalachian Sucker Punch 250 that was run at Dominion Raceway this past weekend. And if you've not been to Dominion, it is in Spotsylvania, Virginia. I highly recommend taking a trip and watching a race there. They have got a road course built outside of an oval. And both tracks were in action on Saturday night, so you could really, if you're just wanting to get a glimpse of a little bit of two styles of racing, you can do that in the same day. Got a hotel built right outside the racetrack, too. Really a cool facility. The ASA Stars Super Late Model Series was accompanied by the Legend Cars, and I want to introduce you to a young man named Daniel Silvestri, who is 22 years old. He is running part-time on the Cars Tour here in the Southeast in the late model division, but also still running Legend Cars with 860 Motorsports. Daniel had a great day on Saturday and picked up the win in the Legend Car warm-up race, if you will, for the ASA Stars Super Late Models event. And here is Daniel's winner view.
Talk a little bit about running a Legend Car here, Daniel, at Dominion, and about how you got that win, because this was an impressive victory for you.
Yeah, Dominion's a high bank, fast racetrack. Even though I've got a lot of experience between different cars here, overall the line's sort of similar. You got your marks you need to hit. Really today it was hot and slick. It got hot really as the day went on. It's the hottest it probably is today now. So just making sure you hit your marks, really not making sure you let the car slide. So the times I felt like I was giving up time to maybe miles behind me is when I was sliding the car. So luckily that caution came out, calmed myself down, went out and ran 12 good laps, which we need to do. So
tell us about your sponsors and who helped you make it happen, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Roberts Mufflin Auto Service in Salem, Virginia. If you're in the Roanoke area or anywhere in that vicinity, go see Brad. Brad is the best guy in the area. He'll treat you right. He's been an extremely big blessing for me. I could not race today without him and a few other guys. Got to give shout out to some other my big sponsors, Vicky Clark with WG Speaks, Travis Covey with DC Construction, everyone else that's going to be helping me out on the late model side. This was just for fun, but the preview was for when we go to North Wilkesboro. Hope we get the job done there.
Okay, so we got a combination of legend races and late model races for Daniel Silvestri. He gets the job done in a legend race here at Dominion today.
Appreciate you.
That was Daniel Silvestri, and that's a young man. I have watched him run with great success in the late models, but like a lot of other young drivers, it's just a matter of funding. If somebody got behind Daniel Silvestri, I think that is a young man who is totally capable of running and winning in NASCAR's National Series. We talk a little bit now about the ASA Stars Super Late Model event, the Appalachian Sucker Punch 250. Great race. 21 cars started. Some of the best in late model racing, both youth and experience, were on the track at Dominion. And I got to applaud the folks of ASA Stars. Like I said during the interview that we had earlier in the show with Carson Brown, there wasn't a bunch of drivers driving over the top of each other. It wasn't a crash fest. It was a great race. I think we only had 3, maybe 4 cautions in the entire 250-lap event, and a lot of comers and goers. One of them was Jake Garcia. If that name's familiar, it should be. Jake is from the Truck Series, and Jake started. He ran for Freight Racing in this event, qualified toward the back, but he raced really well. Got up front and led well over 100 laps before he finally finished third. This coming off a third in the Truck Series race at Martinsville. We had a chance to talk to Jake after the race was over, and here is what Jake had to say.
Appalachian Sucker Punch 250 is history. Here at Dominion Raceway, Jake Garcia, a strong podium finish. Jake, you led a bunch of the race. You were in contention for basically all of the last 2/3 or so. Talk a little bit about the early part of the race. You kind of got yourself in the hole, I think, in qualifying, but boy, you made good on it by the end.
Yeah. That first run there, we weren't very good. We weren't very good qualifying either, and ended up, almost going to let down that first run. And then, got some track position there, passed some cars, got some speed in it, and then got to the lead there. And really good that run. We led all that run. We were really good there. And then kind of once we came in and pitted, lost a little bit of speed, I felt like. I think these tires don't really repeat very well. So, ended up with this set of tires that I guess wasn't quite as good. And then just didn't have quite the pace to keep up with the top 2 there. But overall, really proud of our freight racing guys. Everyone did a really good job this weekend. Really proud to race here in Virginia. It's where a lot of my family's from. And they come out and watch here. So I've got a big fan section here whenever we come out here, and that's always a confidence booster.
It sounded like it was kind of tough going in the beginning, but boy, from about the middle of the race on, you were definitely a contender. When does your next start in this car? Any idea?
Yeah, we're not sure. If I knew, I'd tell you, but we kind of just do kind of the ones where it fits my schedule, and we don't schedule it way far out either. Just kind of play it by ear a little bit, and just do it for fun. So, really want to thank, the freight racing guys, Matt and Marcus in particular, for letting me come and do this stuff when I want to. You can't find someone that'll let you come race when you want. So, really fortunate to have those guys in my corner, and decided to get back out here.
Also doing time, of course, in the Thor Sport truck, and a nice third-place finish at Martinsville. Talk about how your season started over on that side of things.
Yeah, we've been pretty good this year. Had speed, 9th in points. We had one bad run at Vegas where we run in top 5 the whole race and got a tire cut down that last run. 2 laps down, so that one hurt, but the rest of the races we've been really good, and then have managed to execute pretty well and come away with really good finishes. So really proud of our group there, and looking forward to Bristol next week and the Quanta Services at 150.
Tell us about your sponsors, anybody you'd like to thank.
Yeah, Freight Racing, like I mentioned, Quanta Services, and Ford Performance in particular. Thank you.
Jake Garcia, third place finish here at Dominion Raceway in the ASA Stars Appalachian Sucker Punch 250.
That was a whole lot of fun. I really enjoyed going up to Dominion. I love that place anyway, and getting a chance to see the ASA Stars Series for the first time was a great experience. Again, 2 thumbs up to that series for running a very professional event. Stayed on time, and the racing was well on time as well. Great racing. A lot of fun. Okay, while I was up in Dominion, our Christian Wilson was... Well, he was at Darlington covering Throwback Weekend, and on Sunday, he got a chance to talk with one of the legends of NASCAR, and I wanted to present this because it was a fun interview that Christian did with one of my favorites of all time. Here's Jeff Gordon.
Hello everyone, I'm Christian Wilson of Steering Wheel Nation. I'm here with Jeff Gordon post-race at the Goodyear 400 Darlington. So, could you give me your thoughts about today's race?
Well, obviously, 24 car, had a dominating performance all weekend long, and that doesn't guarantee anything. So, that one green flag stop, guys chose to come in at different times, and it certainly played out in ways that was not in favor of the 24. So I think it's good to get them re-racked and have a shot out there at the end and get to second. But otherwise it was a pretty rough day. The 5, the 48, the 9 fought hard. It wasn't a smooth or great day for them either. So we'll take what we learned from it and move on to the next one.
Byron, as you mentioned, Dominic led over 200 laps today. What was your thoughts on the paint scheme that they ran today? I thought it was beautiful.
Oh, obviously brought back a lot of great memories for me from my final race, 2015. It looked great. Looked really good out front, leading all those laps, and I was hoping they were going to get the victory in that car because it's something I wasn't able to do in 2015.
What is your favorite memory from Darlington's Raceway from your career?
Man, a lot of good memories, a lot of big wins from over the years, but there's a couple stand out. One, winning the Winston Million with a great battle down in the last lap with Jeff Burton, so that was a big day. And then we also were basically overheating, not going to win the race, and Steve Letarte stayed out. I don't remember what year that was, and we ended up winning the race, and the whole radiator blew up in Victory Lane, so that's one that stands out.
And what is the most challenging part about this track?
You're just right on the edge. The tires are super grippy for like one lap maybe, and then they just continue to fall off. So you're sliding around trying to judge the speed of the fall off, but keep your momentum right up against the fence, maintain position, and this place is really difficult to manage, mainly the tire wear.
And other than the Hendrick cars, do you have a favorite throwback paint scheme from this weekend?
I did like the 5 car. I know you said other than the Hendrick cars, but probably the Wood Brothers. I think that was super cool. Just seeing how well they did matching up to the Indy car that they were a part of tells a great story for the Wood Brothers. Also like seeing Rick Ferkel's paint scheme out there because I raced with Rick Ferkel in some sprint car races.
Thank you very much for your time.
Appreciate it.
That was Jeff Gordon. What a lot of fun that must have been for Christian to get to do that. It's rare anymore that Jeff gives those kind of off-the-cuff interviews post-race. And so congratulations to Christian and thank him for all of that. We got photos and all kinds of stuff from Darlington on steeringwheelnation.com. So go over there and check it all out. And that will do it for this episode. For more great content, we mentioned it, steeringwheelnation.com, at The Wheel Nation on Facebook and Instagram. And of course, on PowerTube TV, we have our own streaming channel. Just look for Steering Wheel Nation, and you can get Tom Baker shows 24/7. Get caught up on any that you might have missed. And we look forward to more episodes. We got some great guests lined up for the next several weeks. So I'm excited to see what the spring and summer brings for the Tom Baker Show. Until next time, I'm Tom Baker. Thanks, everyone, for watching. So long.